more about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic. As everything seems to be getting worse, socially and personally, it seems as if we are reaching a crescendo. My complete inability to protect the ones I love from any part of this is very disturbing and the cause for my alarm. Just a note, when I was young, I thought about this saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch. And what I thought was, no it doesn't. That isn't right. You see a bad apple, you remove it, and all the apples you've got are good. When I got a little older, I changed my thinking on it completely. I agreed with it. One bad apple does spoil the whole bunch. And the current situation with the police is a perfect illustration of that. I saw an old cop show on TV today. It was maybe 50 years old. It centered around one cop choking out a suspect. Another cop witnessed this and wrote up a complaint. Complications ensued, but in the end, the cop retired voluntarily before he could face a review board. In real life, I think the union would have backed him and he would have been back on patrol and continued until he killed somebody in custody, the triumph of the bad apple. I just heard that the field mouse has called a special conference for this evening. Everyone is sure that he's going to turn several counties, including mine, purple. What exactly that will mean for restrictions, no one is sure. They say he can't possibly lock everything back down again. But when they say that, there's no conviction to their voices. I think they know just exactly what this crazy mother chuker is going to do. He's going to shut everything down, go back to shelter in place, because his number one priority is to save lives. His ratings will go up again, and he will spread the contagion of rot and ruin deep into the state's economy, what is left of it. The field mouse will flatten that curve as well as all of our lives. Radicals want change. The good news for them is that life is all about change. Change is difficult. We try to manage it, adapt to it. Some of us try to ignore it. Change is painful. Change is necessary. For each individual, some change is good, some change is bad. Art is all about change. The coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, is all about change. Law, being codified, resists change. Time is about change. Time is the dimension of change. Time is marked by change. Our senses constantly monitor change in our environment. Conservatives view change with great skepticism. The epidemic comes as a shock to them, especially because the epidemic challenges the stability of all existing systems, including the law. The field mouse uses the epidemic to establish himself as the law. So the field mouse got everyone's attention. It was no conference, there would be no questions, just a speech at a special time right for the nightly news. He had the stage to himself. I was expecting a spanking. Instead, we got a talking to. He removed his mask and gave a pep talk. This is not a drill, this is not a hoax, he said. Wearing masks is critical. Grandmothers, neighbors, children, they may die, be taken by the virus, illness, death. Is that worth a party? Don't you want to be around? The virus will end, it will. We will get through it. What I'm asking for are short-term inconveniences for long-term victories like life and freedom. Quoting FDR, he said our strength lies in our unity of purpose. I'm calling on all of you to unite. What he was doing was trying to rally the troops. He cited the Bible and called upon the people of his state to do good. He based his concern on the numbers, not even so much in his own state as in Florida, Texas, Arizona. He said when things start to go bad, they get much worse very quickly, and then it is almost impossible to slow the virus down. This is something we must do now. Urgency, I would say, was the watchword in his speech. He kept insisting that this is a defining moment. We must act now to protect our future. I would say from personal observation that everyone I see outside in public is wearing a mask and social distancing. What more could be done? I don't know, short of going back to shelter in place. He did not go there, not wanting to kill the economy. But if the numbers continue to trend poorly, I think that's what he would have to do. It's the only weapon he's got left, and he won't do nothing and allow the virus to sweep over his state.